Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Sarvar. I am the owner of Personalized Physical Therapy and Wellness, and I have Nanett Huff. She is a personal trainer with Robin Hood YMCA, a local YMCA. She is a personal trainer at Old Town Country Club, and she has been actually teaching tennis for over 40 years and keeping the tennis community healthy, strong, and active. And what we have today is we are tuning in live from Schaffner Park. I'm sure a lot of tennis players are aware of this court, have had a lot of their wins, a lot of their successes, maybe some niggles here. And that's what we're here to do, is to help people stay strong, stay active, and stay injury-free. And we wanted to bring our experience and the skill to help you guys stay active during these unusual COVID-19 times. I know tennis is now allowed, which is perfect. And so this is where we are at Schaffner Park. We'll be spending some time over some really strong tips. Nanett is going to help us go over some pre-tennis warm-up routines, some on-court drills, as well as post-tennis routine. So Nanett, thank you for being here. Thanks for carving out some time.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here and to share some tips. I've been playing tennis since I was 6 years old, and I've learned, sometimes the hard way, that it's best to prepare, it's best to warm up slowly, as well as to have an off-court routine afterwards to unwind and bring your body back into balance.
That's true. And so those are the three parts that we're going to go into right now. We're going to go over the pre-tennis warm-up drills, we're going to do the on-court drills, and then the post-tennis routine. And so let's jump right in, shall we?
Sure. All right. So I always try to warm my body up, try to rev it up, try to get the blood circulating. And the way I can do that is simple. You can just choose what you want that works for you. You're going to start by a light jog. And then after the light jog, you're going to mix in some karaoke steps. If you're not familiar with that, it's little crossover steps, just to try to get your body moving, your hips rotating, upper body movement. Then you can put in some side shuffles. Okay, obviously I'm not trying to move out of the range of the camera, so those are just a little quick demonstration. The other thing would be a jump rope. Here we go. Quick jumping, little fast feet jump rope. Okay, I hadn't done this in a while, so let's check it out. All right, so getting the feet moving. There we go. All right, there's the jump roping. Little high knee skips. That's always good.
And so, like, part of the light warm-up, so we've done the light warm-up, and then there's some dynamic stretches, some functional body rotations, and some agility drills that you also want to include. So what could be some of the dynamic stretches, and what are dynamic stretches for some of the viewers that are watching, that are getting into this?
Okay, dynamic stretches are stretches designed to simulate the movements that you're going to be doing on the court. You don't want to go out there and just hit it cold without having warmed your body up, doing a lot of the movements that would be similar to tennis. You're going to be squatting, getting low, moving side to side. So you want to start maybe with some squats. All right, let's see, a couple squats. All right, you can do lunges, rotational twist, like this, switching it off. Got it right here. Switch it off. Okay. You can do racket swings. All right, just taking your body through that motion. Make sure you're going both sides, whether you're a one-hander or a two-hander. All right, we got the airplane. You know, if your balance isn't so good, you can always use a prop for this one. But the main thing you want to do is just, you're activating the hamstrings. Hamstring injuries are very common, especially as you get older. You're not taking the time to do these things, okay?
And so post-dynamic stretches, we also are making sure that the body stays warm. So we've got the body warmed up with the light warm-up to start with. We've done some dynamic stretches, and then we go into some functional rotations, right? So we're kind of swinging the racket, making sure that the body is like rotating fully. You could do it, because I'm left-handed, so you're like doing the single hand strokes, you're doing like the double hand strokes backhand, then you're also trying to make sure that you're including your trunk and the lower body dissociation. So you have the kneeling swing. So you're again just simulating just the warming up the body one way, then warming up the body the other way, and then you're switching again to the other side, just one way, and then the other way. So just kind of the whole body is warm, like how it's a good tag along right after the dynamic stretches. And then moving into some agility drills, maybe a little bit of agility drills right before the tennis.
So if you have a ladder, that's great. If you don't have a ladder, you can actually kind of pretend like you have one by stepping, moving back and forth. You can go side to side like this. All right, you can side step. So you're just really trying to get your body ready to move on the court. So you can pull the jump rope out again, do a little bit more fast feet for those agility drills.
Awesome, yep. And so looks like Sarah and Kathleen, they both are live. Hey Sarah, hey Kathleen, thanks for watching. We are gonna move into the second segment of our workshop, which is the on-court drills. See the on-court drills and tips, there are 3 different parts of the on-court drills. There's volleys, there are short court hitting, and then there's hitting from the baseline. So can you walk the viewers through with some of those tips in that regard?
Yeah, so once you come out on the court, it's time to get warmed up. You're usually socializing a little bit, but as you start to warm up, you really want to start watching the ball and focusing in on hitting the best stroke you can hit. Mini tennis is designed to really be just like you're at the baseline hitting, but you're hitting more in slow motion, okay? So you're really warming up, footwork is going, you've been practicing those agility drills, so now you want your feet moving. You don't want to just stand there and stroke the ball without setting up, okay? And then as you feel like both you and your opponent are ready to back up, you move to the baseline, start really focusing in on watching the ball, hitting all the strokes that you would hit while you're playing, even practicing a drop shot occasionally, but you also want to make sure that you're giving your opponent a good warm-up as well, because nothing's worse than going out and having a warm-up with an opponent that just wants to win the warm-up. Okay, use it to your advantage and hopefully for your opponent too. Then as you have decided that it's time to take some volleys, you move into the net, you're focusing on just watching the ball, finessing it back over, keeping it in play. After you've hit a few volleys, ask your opponent to throw in a few lobs so you can warm up your overhead. Yeah, don't try to hit winners off of those lobs. Just practice the swing. You're getting your shoulder warmed up, so you don't want to overdo it. Okay, that's also a time to try to get your shoulder ready to hit some serves. So now we're moving back to the baseline. Your opponent gets their volley and overheads up at the net. Now it's time to practice serves. And I've heard of people playing something called FBI, which is first ball in, let's get started. Never do that. This is your time to tune up your serve. You hadn't played since, I don't know, yesterday or a week ago, who knows? So you need to practice. So you need to use that time to get your eye on the ball, get your toss right, follow through. So make sure you take time to warm up your serve, okay?
And this is probably the most important segment where the people are making sure that they can stay, become active, get the body warmed up, and if they have any niggle on their knee or like in the elbow or like the back, that they're not making it into a big flare-up. And quite often we notice that people might have these little irritations. And so there are a couple of things I would recommend is to make sure that it's braced up. So either you're bracing, have a knee brace on, an elbow brace on, maybe some kinesia tape for your lower back so it's all supportive. But at the same time that they are working and strengthening that area, trying to get it stronger and making sure that it stays mobile while it's getting...
It's good to have all of that in your bag.
Yeah.
Band-aids, wraps, kinesio tape, ACE band, is just in case something doesn't feel right.
Yeah, true. And so moving into the third part of the segment, so you already now done the warm-up, you've already now gone on court, played the swings, you can see the ball really good, and you already went through the whole play. But quite often, after tennis, we see people just going off court pretty quickly. What have you seen, and what tips would you recommend that people should do?
Well, we're all busy, so usually we're jumping in the car, heading back to work, headed to pick up the kids, and not taking the time to kind of cool down and to stretch your body, to take care of it, so that next time you go out, you're not facing more injuries. And so, you really want to take that extra time to bring your body back into balance. Okay, so the things that work for me, and you definitely want to take the tips that we're giving and do what's right for you. I always want to. Oh, we have a truck passing, so not sure you can hear us.
We're live on Schaffner Park,
live,
so as you see right off the Yorkshire Road.
There goes a dump truck.
And then we have
here comes another dump
coming.
Truck. So give us a minute. Woo! Okay.
Now, there you go.
Back live. Okay, so I kind of lost my focus here. Let's go. So you want to start with some shoulder opening. So you may want to just take it here, find a wall, stretch, foam roller, lay over the foam roller and stretch those pecs out. You've spent all this time here in the ready position, twisting your body, more dominant on one side than the other. So you want to go right into maybe some hip flexor stretches, okay? Stretching out here, quad stretches, okay? Maybe I need to back up a little. Quad stretches, all right, side stretches, side bends, take it here. So once you've done all that, go ahead and hit the floor and do a few bridges. Bridges are nice to bring the hips back into balance. If they're not feeling quite right, you also can put a pillow between your knees, bridge up, squeeze, and just try to bring everything back together. And then open book. So you've been twisting, you're dominant on one side, probably hit more forehands than anything. So if you're right-handed, okay, you want to open up more to the left side because you've been doing this all day long. Now you want to do this. So you would take your knees to the right, try to keep your shoulders on the ground and come across. And just feel that nice, good opening stretch.
I want to let the viewers know that hopefully they're taking notes, because there's a lot of content and it doesn't necessarily mean that it will take a whole lot of time when you are doing your routines when you go out. So you only want to spend about maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you're going out and playing the game, and just kind of doing these drills. And this is going to be pretty fast. It shouldn't take too long, but we want to kind of break it down into different segments for people to digest the information. And so if you feel like you want to listen back again, we're going to be posting this live back onto the business page. So feel free to go back and make sure you're taking notes, because it's important that you capture most of the information and keep you healthy and strong as they go. Absolutely. So we just quick summarization of what we've talked about. We did the pre-tennis drills, went through some warm-ups, the dynamic stretches, the rotations and agility work. Then we did some on-court drills, right? We did the short court hitting, the baseline, and then volleys. And then the off-court, or rather the post-tennis routine, where the body is staying warm. And when rather instead of hitting the car right away, you're sort of cooling the body down and decreasing the chances of injuries. And this reminds me of an event that happened with the Venus sisters. I mean, the Williams sisters, the Venus and the Sabinas. Yeah. And so they were traveling in the airplane right after the game, and they ended up having one or both sisters ended up having blood clot in their leg. Well, I mean, the professional tennis players ended up having a blood clot in their legs post-tennis. And I'm sure there's a lot of medical-oriented condition that might be happening, but the chances would have been decreased significantly if there was like a post-tennis routine that was like followed religiously and whatnot. But big scheme of things, thanks for watching. We want to educate, we want to serve the community, we want to be able to help the community stay active, stay strong. Feel free to reach out to Nanett. She is available for our tennis lessons as well as for your personal training at the Y and Old Town Country Club. And tune in.
Home too.
And home too, there you go. And feel free to reach us out for any of the health and wellness needs. You can check our business page here, Personalized Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Email us.
We can email us, yes. Email us at drsarvarpatan@gmail.com.
Mine's nhuff6060@gmail.com.
Yep, and we'll be putting it in the comments box. But tell us how did you like it. If you are watching this live, comment live in the comment box. And if you're watching this on replay, comment replay, #replay. That way we know how did you guys enjoy. And please comment how did you like the content, and we'll be back out again very soon.
Thank you.
And thank you again, Nanett, for being part of it. There you go.